85,
90.
90, 95.
We're playing for keeps.
We're on the market. Stay strong, sir.
Sold! Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday, the 18th of March. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, the year, as we keep saying every week, just seems to speed up, but so does this market. Or does it? Where is the market poised after a really 4 or 5 weekends of auctions? We should be in a position to tell you the facts on the ground.
We should be.
But will we?
And are we in a position? Well, we are in a position, Phil, and it's very interesting intrigue that you've created for the start of the episode. Look, the weekend was interesting. It's the Grand Prix weekend. How about the weather? Saturday was like 40, and then the Sunday was raining. And poor us as agents, there's not much sympathy for us, is there? But we're running around trying to work through the sweat and the heat and the humidity, and then the next day, of course, we're just trying to stay dry.
Shout out to the Grand Prix. Now, how bad luck. I mean, imagine you've got the job of bringing the Grand Prix to Melbourne. And let's face it, that's a big deal. There's a lot of moving parts, right? You've got cars, you've got people coming in from all over the world, you've got jets coming in, bringing in cars and equipment. You've got to set up the entire part of Albert Park Lake. You've got to mount it, dismount it. You've got to organise it. You've got the media coming in from all over the world. You've got tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people wanting to go. You get it all. You bring it home. You do an amazing job. The caterers are catering.
A year in planning, Philip. A year in planning, yeah.
And absolutely everything. It's running like clockwork, right? And you pick a Sunday, right? You pick a Sunday in autumn where the weather has been unbelievable for months and months and months. And you pick a Sunday and you get your day wrong by one.
You've got Melbourne at its most miserable, haven't you, really? It's miserable. It's not marvellous Melbourne, it's miserable Melbourne.
But what's the chances of Saturday being incredible and Sunday being winter?
Well, if those are unaware, you know, we did have our leadership conference planned.
That's right.
We have our leadership group from our organisation of fine people, all, you know, people that have got great positions of responsibility and passion around our business. Not that that doesn't extend through to the whole team, but we have that planned. We're going to Brisbane, Philip. And of course, once in a 50-year event happens, just on those days. It was
Bloody Alfred.
Bloody Alfred. Although they were going to call Anthony, I think, weren't they? And they changed it to Alfred because I think Anthony was up. But anyway, bloody Alfred didn't help, did he, at all?
So just a shout out to the poor organisers of the Grand Prix. It would have been an amazing event if you'd held it on Saturday,
yeah, what a shame.
Or the week before.
What would they do? How do they know?
What do you do? It's
you
like
just put on a poncho and have a few drinks.
People that plan when people that plan an outdoor wedding, right? There's got to be a plan B. And there's always a plan B. No one has a wedding outside with no possibility of where they might hold the wedding if it rains.
Well, you've got
what do you do with the Grand Prix?
No, there's no indoor option, Phil, that's for sure. There's no indoor option. But anyway, look, you know, plenty of Melbourne Cups have been run in the wet too, Phil. I know this is a little bit of a retreat area. No, not for the horses, of course, but that's how it is. That's Melbourne. The variety is there. If you don't like the weather today, you're going to get something different tomorrow. That's the beauty of it.
Let me drill back into where I was coming from before, Gary, because we've just finished another weekend where the Gary Peer and Associates clearance rate once again smashed the industry.
Killed it.
We were 69%. The industry was 67%.
Yes, put up the
towers.
That
is a massive
Can
difference.
you see the difference in the tower, the Gary Peer tower to the industry tower?
I think we need to put an ant on the top of the industry to see whether that ant can see over the top of our clearance rates. Having said that, Gary, what are we feeling? Because we're in enough now to 2025 to have an opinion.
Well, sometimes it's representative also of the type of properties. I'm not being down on the properties we had, but sometimes there are weekends where more properties are popular than other weekends of popular property. And we have been running with 80 to 95% so far this year, which has been, you know, kind of extraordinary, really.
Yes.
It's still a good market. A lot of that stuff's going to sell. There was a few sales that were really close that didn't quite close out that are going to happen, I think, today probably, or maybe tomorrow. So I think it's still a solid market. I think buyers haven't got FOMO, Philip. I don't think people are buying because they're scared they're going to have to pay more tomorrow. I think there is a sense, there's a lot of people jockeying for position, trying to understand around price and educate themselves. But you know, it's still a good market. It's still a strong market.
I'm going to take you up on a point that you made that a couple just missed out.
Yeah.
So, for example, I passed in a couple of properties on the weekend on Sunday where we've got offers on the table for both of those properties.
In our range?
Which are fair and reasonable offers, but not quite enough to swing the vendor into saying, yep, I'll take it. So sometimes our results, so 69% could have been easily a 75 or an 80%.
Just a few more sales, that's
because most of the properties that we passed in have got fair and reasonable offers on the table.
Yeah.
And just on that, I mean, if you think about it, if you've got a range of 1 to 1.1, right, and the vendor gets an offer of $1,060,000, but says, you know what,
I'm going to hang out.
Given what's the prediction for the market, I'm going to hang out for my 1.1. You know, what's a property worth? Is it worth $1,060,000? Is it worth 1.1? Those two figures, without being flippant around the $40,000. You know, what's the market value? All of the properties that we do pass in on the weekend, viewers, will get sold within a week, 2, 3 or 4. So I'm going to call the market as a good market.
Still positive, a very positive
Definitely
market,
a better market than what it was in 2024.
Yes, I agree with that, Phil.
I would say if I have one disappointment about this market, I thought that it might go quicker than what it's gone.
Yeah,
but I think if you think about it, if the market was there last year, look at my hand, Gary, look at my hand. If the market was there, I thought it would just go to there, but it's probably gone to there. So we're on our way to the property market going to there, but it's really only there, which is better than being there. There we are. That's the new scientific. I hope, viewers, you've probably got to lean into your screen, rewind to actually get that whole hand movement of market.
What a great storyteller. Well, it was like, you know, a few weeks ago with you like that, and a few people have, you know, in fact, a few people have approached me, I've got to say, about previous episodes, about your wiggle, you know, your wiggle look. I think it impacted a lot. I think a lot of people are a bit traumatised by that whole wiggle thing because they now see you no longer as a real estate professional, an auctioneer, a sharpshooter. They see you now as just just another wiggle. Do you know what? That hasn't quite found the band yet.
Social media is actually interesting, Gary, and it's an interesting way to work out what the market is thinking. So I post a few things to Instagram, right? I did post.
I've got to get on that.
I did post my wiggle look, and it got a lot of likes.
And was there any wiggle comments?
No.
Teletubby comments?
Most people got behind it, right? But then I posted, so that got quite a lot of likes.
Phil the Wiggle.
And then I posted a photo of you and I under an umbrella on Sunday.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Right? With a kind of self-depreciating humour. I referred to us as Dumb and Dumber. But that got more likes than my wiggle costume.
Because it's, you know what? Because they're both equally as authentic, I think. People believe in them both. Anyway,
that's the barometer, Gary. I think that people love a photograph of you and I together because most people can't believe one of us is not departed.
Well, that's right, exactly right. It's going to have some historical value in it. I don't know when.
Correct.
Say, remember when they were both around and alive and breathing?
Yeah.
And mates. Phil, I want to talk a bit about the opening bid because you're doing this thing now. You've been to our auctions, and I've got to say, I've got to challenge you on a little bit because what you do at the auction is you say,
I like to be challenged.
Yeah, I know, and I like challenging you, right?
Yeah.
And we do, you know, you have this thing. You did it at Sagamore Court where I was with you. You said, okay, let's just have. Who wants to make the opening bid? And there's this silence, and you just have this prolonged silence, and then you say it's kind of Zen-like, and you've got this whole routine about how this is kind of enriching people's lives. And I just reckon it's weird and creepy. I got to tell you, you got this long period of silence, and people are just like. And everyone's just awkward. Everyone's looking at the ground, looking at each other, and silence freaks people out, doesn't it?
Do you know what? It really does.
You're having some fun with it, aren't you?
You have to understand that I'm doing that more for me.
I know you are.
Than I am for.
It's your little weekend fun, isn't it? Just like your weekend fun when you talked about at Lucas Street saying, how people have to take their shoes off, and then you talked about someone going around and stealing shoes, and that you stole the competitor's shoes at an open for inspection. Now we have some strange open for inspection behaviour, but I don't know whether there's been too many shoe thieves, but I think you could probably run a pretty good business. Like if you were actually, and this is for all those thieves out there that watch the show, and you know a lot of thieves like to watch this show. If you're a thief watching this show and you're thinking about getting your shoe collection up, or maybe selling shoes online, come to an open inspection where you have to take shoes off. You'll have a little party, go back up the truck and load it up with shoes because that could be, you know, a new business for somebody, Philip. Then, Philip, there's the other open for inspection person that doesn't steal shoes, but there's the toilet user. And the toilet user at open for inspection is a very strange person, Philip, because sometimes there'll be a very honest toilet user where the mum will go, "Oh, little Johnny needs, would that be okay?" They're polite and they are. And there's other times where you just go to open the bathroom and you can't get in. That's a very odd one as well. Anyway,
Can I finish off on that?
I'm getting distasteful, aren't I?
I just want to make one statement
Yes.
to the general public that might be watching this.
I'm freaking them out.
Please don't use the toilet
Yes.
at an open for inspection.
Yes.
Please just don't. It's not. It's just not right.
And are we talking about? Shall I?
So,
Okay,
that-
we're not even.
we're
We're not distinguishing
we're
now.
We're not going to go down that
Okay.
down the
No,
plug
down
hole.
we're not going to go right down
right?
there.
But there is something wrong about using a complete stranger's
Yeah. There's
toilet
something not right
in
about
their
it.
house
Yeah.
at an open for inspection.
Fair enough. I mean, you won't use the toilet in the office, will you? You're a very. We're both a bit the same like that.
Let's
Yeah.
move
It's
on,
getting
Gary.
off.
You talked about the silence.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the thunder
Yeah.
that occurred at an auction that we had in
No,
Bakara
but before I do
Road.
that, I want to speak about one more thing because it's relevant. Because people are now saying to us, "It's relevant, Philip. Don't try to cut me off. I won't be silenced, and I won't be silenced, and I won't." What did she say, Pauline Hanson?
Can we
I won't be
please
silenced. I won't
move
slow
on?
down. Yes, Philip. Elections are coming up. And
Yes,
we
they
need
are.
to talk a bit about this.
Federal election?
Because it's going to get called, and I want to talk because there are people that are watching thinking two things. How is it going to affect real estate,
Yes.
firstly, depending on the outcome, and secondly, what's going to happen on the election weekend with open inspections and auctions?
Yes.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I can't have an auction."
Of course you can.
When there's an election on that day.
Of course you can.
Of course you can.
That's the answer. Okay, so where you're going in a very long-winded
Yes.
way is if you've scheduled your auction in for a particular date
Yeah.
and they call the federal election and you look at your date and go, "Oh, my auction is on the day of the federal election," what does it mean? Well, this is what it means. The polling booths open at 8 o'clock, they close at 5 o'clock. It takes about 30 minutes to get out of your car, stand in a small queue, and vote, and then get back in the car. So if there is an auction that you're looking to go to and bid and buy, you will go, "Well, I'm going to that auction because I can vote before, I can vote afterwards."
And there's a lot
I'm
of
already
people-
going to give you the results of the federal election. Either we're going to have a Liberal government, we're going to have a Labor government, or we're going to have a minority government where either the independents, the Teals or the Greens are going to make that government, make that
prediction.
party. So you've got three
Hang on,
choices.
but
You've got three choices.
But that's what's going to be anyway. That's not a prediction. You know, I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction of the footy. It's going to either Collingwood will win when they play Carlton, or Carlton will win, or be a draw. What a genius!
Okay, so my point being, Gary, is that it just doesn't matter because it's either going to be one of those outcomes and it'll be one of those outcomes the week before, the week after. It does not affect anything. And I can tell you the consumer psyche, we know going into election is not about, "Oh, do I buy a house? Can I afford to buy a house? Do I need a house? Do I need a bigger house? Do I need a smaller house?" Or what about the federal election?
That's true.
It is just a little piece of noise.
I tell you what I love. I love the election predictors. So they'll
Yep.
you know, the media will say, "This guy, John, the election predictor, has never ever been wrong. Never been wrong." Right? And then the election comes. John's wrong. You never hear about John again, do you?
John's taken
John,
out
the
the
election
back.
predictor.
John's taken out the back.
and
And you
he's
never
never
see
seen
John-
or heard
never
of
see
it.
John
I
again.
love that because there's people that predict election outcomes.
Yeah.
We're not talking about who's going to win or any of that. But it happened in America. I remember Kamala's going to win because this person said it, and this person's never ever been wrong.
Yeah.
No phone call to that person. That person wasn't interviewed after the election.
That person
got no job.
will never ever be
Yeah.
seen again.
So you're a great election predictor, you get it wrong, and then you just disappear. Hey,
Correct.
before we get onto it, I'm going to. How about the footy, Melbourne?
Yeah.
I rang you and I said to you, "Phil, you just got home from your auctions. Melbourne's leading," and you were like, "Oh, don't be so sure about them. They'll break your heart." Well, I mean, at least you weren't odds-on favourite like Carlton was.
Do you know what? One thing I will say to the Melbourne Football Club followers that are watching this show, that's about as good a game as we could ask for round one. We lost with dignity, but we also lost bringing in five new players. I think for the first time at the start of a season, I've actually gone, you know what? This could be a better season this year.
And you know what? I've seen the meme now of the Salvation Army bins.
Yeah.
Right, where you put your clothes saying "No more Carlton jumpers, please,"
Yes.
written down there. So I got to tell
Yeah, you guys were
as a
horrible.
Carlton supporter, I went there. We were $1.05. If you're a betting man, luckily I didn't bet on us.
Yep.
Well, I was feeling pretty confident at $1.05, and I I've walked out there with all of the tigers shouting and screaming at us. Very embarrassing.
Gary, let's talk real
about
estate.
property.
So we had a good
Yep,
weekend,
high auction.
69%. There were
Yep.
some standouts. Please keep it brief. Want to talk about Bakara Road. We had 6 people bidding there. I
Yes.
took something like 250 bids on that property. That was incredible.
Runaway train,
We
Phil.
went up hundreds of thousands of dollars in $1,000, $2,000 and $3,000 increments.
Long auction.
6 bidders, sold for a new record price for that area, for the property. Shout out to the owners, the most delightful people. Shout out to the buyers, well done on a great strategic purchase. Just a great all round.
Expected to go in the high ones, low twos, Philip, and it ran away well beyond. Let's just leave it at that. Oswald Street was a villa unit, Philip, that I had the pleasure of auctioning, and thank you to the vendors for giving us that job. That was sold for $925,000, Philip, within our range. Perth Street, Murrumbina. Now, that was another cracking auction. Phil, Murrumbina's a very exclusive suburb, isn't it?
We love Murrumbina. The number of houses between $1.5 and $3 million there, that's a gathering momentum. Really love that place. Really love that suburb.
I also reckon those shops in Murrumbina Road, you know, got the Levi Cafe, which is a great cafe now opposite our office. I reckon those shops there, Phil, we're going to see a great renaissance in the years to come.
I think so.
The population's there, there's a great wine bar.
Well, it's underpinned by a train station.
It is.
So
Which goes over, not under.
You watch, that little shopping precinct will gather momentum.
Phil, there was 4 bidders, 6 Perth Street, Murrumbina, sold for $2,886,000. So $3 million now, no big deal. Mackie Grove in Brighton East, Philip, was sold. The amount's undisclosed. The range was 2.3 to 2.53. And Phil, lovely families bought that property, been in the same family for a very long time, some 60 years, I believe. 225B Canbrook Road. Tell us about that auction if you can remember it, Phil.
I can, Gary. That was a townhouse. We had competitive bidding. It was put on the market and sold well, but that was a really lovely vendor that we sold for, and really nice people buying it.
$1,570,000. Phil, I want to spend a little moment just talking about a property that has not yet sold, which is 7 Alton Street, Caulfield North. I joined you at that auction where we had that photo taken, but what a lovely home. And to buy
Gary,
in Caulfield North under $2 million a house, is it possible,
and
Phil?
not only that, but it sits on 544 square metres of land. And if you think about it, you could buy that, pull the property down, subject to all the relevant council approvals, and build a brand new house right in the epicentre of the Golden Mile of Caulfield North, and to do that under $2 million is extraordinary.
So jump on that one because it hasn't yet sold, and you can, while you're doing that, you can jump on this fantastic unit in Rosalie Street, Caulfield South, which also hasn't sold, but I want to bring it to the viewers' attention because I believe in that property.
Lovely,
Phil.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double lock-up garage, courtyard garden area. It's a really lovely development. The properties there are always tightly held. That's a great piece of real estate. Walking distance to the tram and Glen Huntley Road, Hawthorne Road, Aldi and Woolworths.
And Sagamore Court, Philip, was another popular auction that went really well. Congratulations to the vendor who's been there for, I think, 40 years or thereabouts.
Lovely.
Most delightful
Let's
people.
talk about what we've got coming up this weekend, Gary. How many auctions this weekend?
We have got a thumping weekend, Philip. I think we've got 28 auctions coming up. We've got a big Saturday in 13 different suburbs, but we can't wait for the weekend, Phil, because we're in Warnack Road, and that is 6 p.m.
Let's talk about that, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, wonderful courtyard garden areas, lock-up garage, everything to love there and more.
Leo's going to be doing that auction in Warnack Road. You will not be able to attend because at this stage you are scheduled to be at 344A Bamborough Road, Caulfield South, in this masterpiece, beautiful home.
What an incredible home, Gary. 4 magnificent bedrooms, 3 gorgeous bathrooms, double lock-up garage, swimming pool, landscaped garden. That is, well, it's a brand new home that you can move straight into and call it yours.
Stunning twilight auction action there, Philip. On Thursday, we're auctioning a block of apartments, which we love selling blocks of apartments. We've had so much great success, and we're looking forward to the successful sale of this one in Westbury Street.
Gary, what an amazing building. This backs onto the park, walking distance to both Carlisle Street and Dandenong Road. We've got 4 2-bedroom apartments, 2 1-bedroom apartments, off-street car parking. Solid as a rock, that building, and just the best investment.
And across the road from what's known now as the Phoenician Cafe, Phil, which used to be the Westbury Walkabout where I used to work stacking shelves and mopping and cleaning for $1 an hour.
Oh my, how you've
did.
kicked on, Gary. Let's
have.
talk about 126 Bignell Road in Bentley East. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, fantastic parcel of land, great location, lots to love there.
Our first and only auction at 10:30, Philip, but we've got 5 of them on Saturday. We are in 13 suburbs, 5 at 11:30, kicking off with Jeremy Rosen's auctioning 125 Westbury Street, St Kilda East.
Gary, this is a really good looking building, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, courtyard garden areas, an undercover carport, an incredible location. That's a beautiful property.
And you're off to Boston, Phil. That's Boston Avenue in Malvern East. What an incredible home.
Gary, this home is magnificent. 5 bedrooms and a study, 3.5 gorgeous bathrooms, double lock-up garage, another car space. We've got a deck, we've got a gazebo. This property is incredible. It looks and feels brand new.
The buzz and hum of Hughesdale, Philip, beckons buyers now at 2 at 1 Paget Street, which Leo is auctioning at 11:30.
Gary, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, beautiful courtyard gardens, wonderful style of real estate.
I'm looking forward to my first auction on Saturday, Philip. It's going to be in Bentley and Nicholson Street. Leon Guzenfitter is the agent been involved.
Great looking building, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a basement car space and a storage cage. That is a terrific property with a gorgeous and large terrace.
Simon Radolnik brings out his gavel at 11:30 a.m. Saturday in Elmer Road, St Kilda East, meeting Bernie Mel.
Gary, that's good real estate. Comes with a courtyard, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Beautiful inside, but the courtyard garden is incredible.
We have a very cluttered auction time schedule at 12:30, Philip, and don't we love it? Simon Radolnik is going to be in Dandenong Road, East St Kilda with Daniel Peer.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, Gary. Good real estate.
Leo's in McPherson Street in his hood in Carnegie at 12:30.
He meets Aviv Samuel there. What a great property that is. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of car parking, beautiful garden areas. What a wonderful home.
Phil, you're going from Malvern East to Paran, just around the corner. This time you're going to be in Chomley Street. We know that's a great address.
Meeting Daniel Fisher, Benjamin Rothschild and Darren Krongold there. 3 bedrooms and a study, 2.5 bathrooms, courtyard gardens, lock-up garage. That's a property with the lot and Chomley Street. What an incredible location.
We all love James Bond, Phil, and Bond Street in Caulfield North. It's a terrific address just near the racecourse.
Mark Kirkham and Uddy Ignatius there. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a secure basement car space. What a great location that is, and you've got everything on your doorstep.
Jeremy Rosens could call this auction from his office just around the corner from Vale Street, but the auction is in Vale Street, St Kilda, and Jeremy Rosens is the auctioneer.
Vanessa McGlynn and John Sweepo are handling that property. What a great property that is. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space.
Graham Callan's going to be auctioning Grange Road at 12:30 in Glenhuntly.
Meeting Alex Stupa there. That's a great property. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom and 2 car spaces. What a great opportunity to get into the marketplace.
There is triple auction action happening at 1:30, and Simon Radolnik is out there with Bernie Mel, this time in Brighton Road, Ripon Lee.
Bernie Mel, Romy Skolnick, Daniel Peer, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 secure basement car space. That is a great property, together with a really large balcony in a gorgeous modern building.
Talking about a balcony and talking about views, Phil, this one in Ormond Esplanade, Elwood, really does take the cake, and you've got the auction honours at 12:30.
Gary, Darren Krongold and Reno Pablibor have been handling that property. This is a beautiful property. Darren Krongold and Reno Pablibor have been having the honours there. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 car spaces, and a view that looks straight over the St Kilda Bay.
Which is beautiful, and it is at 1:30. Phil, I mentioned 12:30, correction there. Phil, we're in Nearham Road, Carnegie at 1:30. Leo Samuel's auctioning this one.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and a car space, courtyard gardens. Love that property, love that location.
And we love selling in Toorak, Philip, and we've had great success. This time it's an apartment on Toorak Road, and Jeremy Rosens is the auctioneer.
Massive apartment in an incredible location. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 car spaces. Daniel Michmacher and Jeremy Rosens have the honours there.
Nearham Road, Carnegie is the site of our 2:30 auction that Graham Callan is doing for
Meeting
Leo.
Alex there again. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. What a beautiful apartment. Check out the polished timber floorboards and that gorgeous kitchen.
Simon Radolnik brings down the curtain at this terrific block of apartments in Fulton Street, St Kilda East, handled by Bernard Bell.
Gary, 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Bernard Mel, Daniel Peer, auction honours there.
Let's move on to Sunday, Philip. We've got a quality day of auctions, but not a big day for our purposes anyway. I think we've got 7. We're kicking off at 11:30. You're doing the auction in Kooyong Road. This
Gary,
great
what
home.
an amazing property. You've got a huge parcel of land, 920 square metres, 4 bedrooms and a study, 1.5 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, a wonderful location where you've got the opportunity of the land or the house or both.
We are going to be facing royalty at 11:30, Philip, when we auction in Royal Avenue. That's Graham Callan doing the auction here.
Again with Alex, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, good solid real estate.
Jupiter Street, Caulfield South is the site of your 12:30 auction, Philip.
Ben Eisner and Lamore Herskovitz have got the honours there. What a gorgeous home. I love these 1960s sensations. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage, wraparound courtyard garden. That's a great home with so much potential, but move straight in and get on with life.
Hey Phil, what a great looking home this one is in Lockhart Street. A terrific address, and Leo Samuel is the auctioneer.
Together with Aviv, that's a beautiful home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a double lock-up garage. That's quality. Very hard to find properties that are as good as this in that price range.
And we're in the Golden Mile of Caulfield North. How blessed and lucky are we to be offering number 12 at 1:30 on Sunday, Phil?
Gary, this property sits on 625 square metres of the Golden Mile's best, together with the most beautiful architect designed family home that you can move into and not spend a cent. It's light, it's bright, it's luxurious, and of course it is in one of the best streets of the Golden Mile.
If not sold, Philip, at 2:30 we will be auctioning this very popular home at 29 Malvern Grove, a great address in Caulfield North.
Lamore, Herskovitz and Lisa Alberts have got the honours there. What a great address, what a great facade, what great opportunity. Move into it or contemplate future additions, because that property is as good real estate as it gets.
And if not sold prior, Philip, we will be at 3:30 at 5 Takapuna Street, Caulfield South.
Leon Gusenfitter, Ben Eisner have got the honours there. That's a big stately home, so solid, so wonderful. 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, double lock-up garage. We've got a swimming pool. That's the house with everything.
Phil, we've got a few properties to review before we run. One of those homes at 24 Steel Street in Caulfield South. This is the most magnificent town residence,
I'm not sure you get much better than that, Gary. 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars. You walk into that property, it's the quality details in this home, the beautiful kitchen, the beautiful polished timber floorboards. It's got hydronic heating. It's light, it's bright. One of its greatest features too is its north-facing back garden, which is simply stunning. I love that property, Gary. That is a beautiful home.
And the back garden's not just stunning, it's big.
And it's
very
north-facing.
big. It is indeed. Philip, Cambrook Road is another property to review as a little bit of a preview property. 62A Cambrook Road, love this home.
Gary, that's an incredible development, and it's part of the redevelopment of the Caulfield Racecourse. So you've literally got a supermarket on your doorstep. You've got basement car parking for 2 cars, 2 storage cages. This is either 3 or 4 bedrooms, 2 beautiful bathrooms, and you've literally got Caulfield Station on your doorstep. You've got trams on your doorstep. You've got shops. It doesn't get much better than that.
And Phil, if you want to be full of joy, you can buy this home in Fuller Street. We're in Ripon Lee, Phil, to review our final property.
Gary, Idan Gutman, Joel Sir and Daniel Fisher have had the honours there. This sits on 766 square metres of prime land, 4 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, plenty of car parking. That is an incredible property. Love that location.
And don't we love Ripon Lee, a small suburb, tightly held, but so well positioned, close to
Well,
everything.
is Ripon Lee Elstonwick, or is Ripon Lee Elwood, or is Ripon Lee St Kilda East? It's really all of those suburbs for the price of one. It's the most incredible location. Gary, big episode of GPTV. We have got so much happening throughout the business. All of the offices are busy, but we are looking for more properties as we close March. We're already working on April and May and June. And before you know it, Gary, we'll be putting up Christmas baubles in the window as the end of the year is nigh.
There'll be a little bit of mistletoe, Phil, so you can give a kiss to your favourite people in the world.
Your
when that
favourite
comes up.
real estate
Your favourite
agent.
real estate agent. Give them a cuddle and give them a little kiss, a little non-creepy kind of, just on the cheek. Would be lovely. That is a big wrap on this week's edition of GPTV. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Philip Kingston. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.